So then guys, it doesn't look like it's the best news for the iPad mini. It looks like it has now been delayed and we won't be seeing the It's Glowtime event from Apple with all of the iPhones. We're going to have to wait a little bit longer with this latest leak that I'm going to share with you today. But I want to share with you all the details about this, including the specs, the release date and price for this new iPad mini 7th generation. So just reflecting on the last month or so, Apple have updated their most powerful iPads out there. We have the new iPad Air, what now has the M2 inside of it, and we have those brand new OLED iPad Pros 2 with the brand new M4 chip inside of that. But what about the iPad 11th generation and what about the iPad mini? Well, the 11th generation iPad I'll talk about in another video another day, so if you want to find out more information about that, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell too, because I'll be making a video soon about it. But today we're going to focus on the iPad mini 7, what is going to be coming out in 2024. So first of all, let's talk about this leak then, what we can see right here, saying that Apple are looking to bring out an OLED display inside the iPad mini. The only one sort of downer here, if you look right here, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting the OLED display inside the iPad mini until 2026. So this probably is going to be the next generation of the iPad mini. So the current iPad mini exists right now, very similar to the one that's right next to me here. Well, that was probably going to be retained this time round, and that the OLED display will only be coming to the iPad mini on the next generation. So sadly, nothing new there. We're still going to be probably getting the same display type that we have right now. Another question that a lot of you guys have been asking is why can't Apple put, say, the likes of, say, the M2 or even the M3 inside of the iPad mini? Why don't Apple just do that? And the main reason is to do with its size. Being that it's only an 8.3 inch display and the body's not actually that big, then obviously putting, say, an M2 or an M4 inside of it would really drain down the battery really quickly inside of it. Obviously, some of you are going to say, why don't we just clock down the speeds of the M2 or, say, the M4? Well, funny enough, if you did that, you'd start be going into, say, the A17 Pro kind of territory, like what we have in the iPhone 15 Pro models that we have right now. But this is an interesting thing to say here, that possibly with the next generation of the iPad mini, we may actually get a Pro chipset inside of it. This could be the A17 Pro inside of this iPad mini, what would be really exciting to see. But the other possibility is it could actually be the brand new A18 Pro coming inside of it. In fact, we've actually had a leak right here that Apple are looking on making an A18 Pro and an A18 at the same time inside of the new iPhone 16s. So this would be the A18, the iPhone 16s, and then the A18 Pro inside of the iPhone 16 Pro models that we're going to get. So Apple could bring out the A18 Pro inside the likes of the iPad mini, and this would essentially make it into an iPad mini Pro. But the other thing what Apple could just do is just put the normal A18 what comes out this year inside of this iPad instead. Now for everybody else who's saying, well, why don't Apple then say put the A16 inside of it? Well, this is probably unlikely going to happen too, because normally when Apple bring out an iPad mini, it normally has the most current and up-to-date A chip inside of it. So just like last time, it came out the same time the A15 came out in the iPhones, and we got an A15 in this iPad mini. So this is what I'm saying, it's unlikely that it would be an A16. It's more likely to be the A17 Pro if they're going to use last year's chip as it were, or it will be the normal A18 or the A18 Pro going inside of it. And this will probably be the major big upgrade we will see inside of the iPad mini. But for any other big changes on this iPad mini, we might get a ProMotion display if it becomes the iPad mini Pro, but only expect it to be normal LED kind of screen with ProMotion. Don't expect OLED and don't even expect mini LED potentially inside of this iPad. But only if we get a Pro chip inside of it, it would probably get ProMotion inside of it, going up to 120 Hz. Hz with that. If not, we'll be stuck with the standard sort of 60 Hz display. And also one other change we've been told about is that obviously they're actually going to manufacture the screen a little bit differently this time to stop from that jelly scrolling effect. And also probably the iPad mini's actual camera, the selfie camera or the center stage camera, this will be moved to the horizontal sort of side now, because this is the last iPad to actually get this change. So this will probably be happening as well later on this year. So next of all, let's talk about the release date then for this iPad mini, when we'll be able to get our hands on it. So, as we know then, we've got the new Apple event happening for the iPhones, happening on Monday the 9th of September. And we all anticipated this is when we could see the new iPad mini. But it doesn't look like this is going to be the case now. We've had this latest leak in, as you can see here from Mark Gurman, telling us this is no longer going to be the case. We are not going to be getting the new iPad mini in September time, and it looks like we're going to have to wait a little bit further out into the year to actually get our hands on this brand new iPad. Maybe around October time, or maybe it might be a press release later on into the year. So next of all, let's talk about then the actual price for the iPad mini and what we're going to get there. So most likely with the iPad mini, it will probably start at the same price as $499 US, but this time round we may actually get a starting configuration of 128GB option, and also the ability of getting a 512GB option too, because right now it's 64GB and also it's 256GB, so it might be one tier higher. What is really good news to hear if Apple do this. But there again, if Apple decide to make this a mini Pro model, then expect the price to probably go up probably by about another $100 again. This is if we do get Pro Motion inside of it, and also let's say the A18 Pro inside of this Mac Mini 2. It's probably going to cost about around that. It'll be less than an iPad Air, but obviously, yeah, it would probably be more than what the current iPad mini is available right now at. But that is everything we know for the brand new iPad mini. What are your thoughts on it? Will you be getting yourself the iPad mini 7, what's coming out in 2024? Or will we be skipping and getting something different? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And also guys, if you want to hear the latest Apple news, reviews, and comparisons too, make sure you subscribe to this channel and also hit that notification bell as well. Until next time guys, I'll see you really soon. Take care now. Bye bye.